Hello there, everybody. This is Coach Tara from Enosburg Falls, Vermont, and I wanted to shoot this video to help all of you out there that are in network marketing or MLM, any kind of business, really, when it comes to the direct sales kind of thing. There is a reason, a very specific reason, why I do not use my company name when I'm talking about the products, when I'm talking about maybe possibly the opportunity, or anything like that. Even when I'm talking to somebody directly, like say in Messenger or on the phone or something like that, I just don't use the name of the product at all. It's up to them to be open, and if they decide that they want to come on an overview or want to talk to me and learn some more, at that point, when I'm explaining everything's all about, when I'm giving somebody the full picture, is when they learn the name of the company, obviously. Now, that happens to be a number one reason why I don't use the name of the company, is because my company doesn't want us to do that. Now, there's a reason for that. If you take a look at the saturation of the Facebook world, just take a look at that. Everyone's talking about the name of their company, they're hashtagging, and they're doing all sorts of things like that, and it's making it, who cares? Anybody can go ahead and take the name of your company, Google it, and the first thing they're going to find is some sort of scam report or something like that. And if you're really trying to build a serious business, that's not something that you want to do. You want to have first contact. You want to make sure that you're delivering the correct information, the real information, before somebody goes off and starts Googling, okay? That's a huge deal. And so that reason, our company doesn't do that. It's really a big protection for us, for the people that are involved, that are actually doing the business side of the company, because at least we're not running around, saying the name of the company over and over again, making it so that we're not really branding ourselves. We're not really becoming the source of information that the person is looking for. Instead, they're gonna go off and do it. I'm just telling you, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, so I'm really happy that my company has that rule. Number two, when it comes from when you really decide you want to be a professional marketer, when you really decide that you want to get behind a company and stand with them and share the products and make sure that you're sharing what it is that you're doing in the most comprehensive way possible so people can make a truly educated decision, sharing the name of your company does not serve you. It does not serve you. It doesn't serve your own personal brand. It doesn't make you the source of the information. It does not help you build your business at all. And the reason why I'm making this video right now is because I recently had an experience. A friend of mine, she's this awesome, awesome young woman, and she's kick-ass, and I just absolutely adore her, and she believes in a lot of the same things that I believe in. She's very forward about it, and I just really appreciate her, and I came to her because I was like, I really, I'd like to see if you're open to taking a look at what I've got going on. And I was not trying to recruit her, because she already has a business, obviously, and I know that she loves it very much, and I didn't want to do that. I just figured from a consumer standpoint, it would make a lot of sense for her. So what happens after that is, she kind of goes back and forth for a little bit, and I get it, and there's nothing wrong with that, and she agrees to go on to an overview. And we get on the overview, and my friend Jason does one of the best overviews, and he doesn't mention the company name for 5.5 minutes. He gives you more information than anyone would ever need to know to make you want to stay for the whole entire thing. As soon as you put up the slide and you could see the company logo at the bottom, I could see her, because we were on a Zoom meeting, and she just shook her head and she was gone. So I messaged her. I said, that's not for you, huh? How could it not be for you, And she was just like, I wish you had told me the name. And I'm like, well, there's a reason for that. There's totally a reason for that. If I'm going to have somebody prejudge the information before they even get there because I've given the name, then I wouldn't have gotten you on it. In my personal experience, let me be very, very clear here. My personal experience, I have been asked to take a look at my company's overview more than once before I decided to take part in it. And nobody ever mentioned the name right away. The problem was that as soon as I said yes, I would, as soon as I got on to the overview, the first thing I saw was the name of the company, and I was gone. And because I had a prejudgment, because I used to be in the company way back in the beginning of my network marketing career, and I left, and when I did, I was angry. And I was angry for good reason. And it takes a certain kind of person that would be able to see past that. So when a good friend of mine came to me and said, would you be open to watching an overview? You know, it's live. I'd be there with you. I'd be there to answer questions. And I was like, sure. And I had a feeling in my mind what it was, but because I said yes, and because I try my very best, I'm not always great at it, but I try my very best to be a person of my word, I agreed to watch the whole thing and have an open mind. And I had already had an idea that what it was, but I wasn't quite sure. I got on the overview, sure enough. And I was like, you know, I sat there and I remembered, I thought about the past. I thought about what it was like for me before, what was exciting about the company for me before, and what could be exciting about for me now. And I knew that I had some really serious questions I needed answered. And so I had my enrollers or my mentors put me on a three-way call with somebody that had been in the company for a long time. And I had some serious questions, and, you know, I just did. And I got my questions answered, and what turned out was that all the problems that I had before with it, they had fixed over the years. They had eliminated those problems. And the only problems I had with it were those problems. The products were solid. The opportunity was solid. Everything else was solid. It was just that one thing that got in the way for me. And it got in the way for, I'm sure, a lot of people. And I'm sure that anybody that would come on an overview with me that saw it would be like, oh, yeah, I did that once, and I wasn't, it's probably the same thing. So, and I know they solved it, so I was really excited about that when I got off the phone. And I had to make an appointment to enroll. And it was interesting because once I got on the phone and talking to, had my enroller on the phone and the company on the phone, and we went through the process, and I was like the best sign up ever, but it took a while to get me there because I had a predisposed position in my mind about what it was. The only reason why I went and watched the entire overview, and the only reason why I went on a three-way call, and the only reason why I joined was because of the people that asked me to view it. They had already established like and trust with me. They had already established themselves as upstanding citizens in our marketplace, and I was happy to do it. I was happy to do it. I was happy to go ahead forward and have an open mind and let myself be open to it. Now, if they were running around on Facebook talking about the company and talking about the company name and showing pictures of the products and doing this and that, when they came to message me, I would have said, no way. Now, let me go back to the awesome young woman that I had on an overview today that turned off before she even got the whole picture. I remember very recently that she had actually put up a post. She was really pissed off because she felt that people didn't take her seriously in her business, and that she loves her company. It changed her life. It was a great thing for her. And I wasn't even looking at her for that because I knew that about her. However, the problem was she was complaining that people were not taking her seriously because they didn't feel that the company itself had a reputation that was worth even looking at as a real business opportunity. Guess what? She would have never and would not have that problem today if she had kept the name of the company to herself. And that's the thing. The very reason why she was annoyed by it, at first she was annoyed by it. She was like, I wish she had told me right away. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do it if I was in any other company. I wouldn't do it if I was in that company or this. It wouldn't matter if I was in the same company she was in. I wouldn't do it that way. I would do it the way I'm doing it right now. Because there's a right way to grow long-term residual income and build a real team, and there's a wrong way to do it. And the wrong way is to brand your company, to talk about your company, never, ever, ever be the first form of contact for anybody that's interested, only be able to deal with people that have already Googled the crap out of the name of the company, and that's all you got. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's most important to me, and I want to express this to you for it to be the most important thing to you, is that when you're building your business, make sure it's you that you're attracting people to. Make sure it's you. If, saying the company name is not of service to you, your family, your downline, your company, anybody. And when a company like mine says, I'd rather you didn't, as a matter of fact, we really rather you didn't say the name all over the place and be like an advertising junkie, because we don't want to be like everyone else. You know what everyone else is like? There's 1 or 2% of the people in the company doing anything at all, and the only people they're able to keep around are the people that are looking to stay in the business, and most of the time the products aren't something that you would buy if there was no business opportunity attached to it. In my company, 90% of the people that are in the company are only customers. They don't even work the business. 90%. That leaves 10% of the people that say, you know what, I want to run with this. Those other 90%, month after month after month, continue to stay customers. Why? Because it's the best products in the world, because it makes sense, because they don't have to worry about, buying something they wouldn't normally buy. They don't have new money. There's all sorts of reasons. You want to know more, you need to come to me. You want to know more, you need to come to me. Because there is a reason for it, and I really feel passionate about it. Obviously, this live video is going on for 10 minutes, and that's just what the story is. If you're using the company name all the time, you're cutting yourself out of probably 50% of the people that might be interested in working with you. I personally would not work with somebody that talks about their company all the time, even if the company's great. Personally, I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it anymore. So, and I've come a long way, and I've grown up, and I was able to do some amazing things last month, and I'm doing amazing things this month, and I'm helping people reach their goals alongside of myself. I'm helping people do amazing, turn regular, ordinary actions into extraordinary life events. It's crazy. Without having to spend a bunch of money, without having to be like some crazy high ticket. It's about you. It's always been about you. And until you start to step into your power and take responsibility for yourself and start to understand when you want to step into your power and you want to step into the professionalism that you really truly are, I know you are deep inside, you wouldn't have stayed here for 12 minutes. You'll start branding yourself and you start stepping into your own power. You'll become your own coach. You'll become your own self. With that being said, I'm going to head out over here because I've got overviews to put people on. I've got lives to change. I've got cleaning to do. I'll see you on the other side. This is Coach Tara. I want to thank you so much. If you feel me, and you think this is really important, share it, share it, share it, because it is. I love you very much. Bye.